Monday morning in paradise. Great to have you with us for breakfast. Well, it was weekendus horribilis for Labour in Queensland. To talk about that, joining us now, Josh Frydenberg, Liberal MP, and Labour MP Ed Husic. Good morning to you both. Great to have you with us. Josh, I'll start with you. Very quickly, your view on the result over the weekend?
Look, it was a stunning victory for Campbell Newman and the LNP. There were two big lessons for the Federal Labor Party. First, don't break your promises to the Australian people, because that's what Anna Bligh did over the privatisation agenda. And secondly, you need to manage the economy well. And Anna Bligh did not do this. Labor has an $85 billion worth of debt in Queensland. They have a high unemployment of 5.7%, and then they also lost the AAA rating. And these are two characteristics of the federal Labor government as well. And so Ed Husic knows how bad it will be for Julia Gillard at the next election. That's why he decided to vote for Kevin Rudd in the ballot only a few weeks ago. So what I'm predicting, Paul, is that Kevin Rudd is going to come back with a vengeance.
All right,
fighting words.
They are fighting words, actually, and you can fight in a moment. But your view on the weekend?
Look, it was, you've had Labor in government for 20 out of 22 years in Queensland, so there's an issue of, almost the it's time factor.
So you're saying just the tide is going out?
Well, the tide was going out. There were state issues at play, but you can't ignore, no one can ignore the size of the swing.
It's a pretty clear message.
Absolutely, and you've got to respect in a democracy what the public say. But as for some of the points that Josh raised, I'm not going to... I can't sit here on a Monday morning and be told about promises when Tony Abbott said, only believe me if I've got it in writing. And as for the economy, well, there are a lot of economies in the world where they've got double the unemployment rate, and they'd love to have an economy going as gangbusters.
Everyone knew that before the weekend's result, and as you say, they've sent you a clear message. Do you think Josh is right? Is this time to reincarnate, heaven forbid, Kevin Rudd?
No, we've made the decision in terms of that. We've just got to keep working in terms of day in, day out on the things that matter to people. And that's what we've got to do. But, we did have on Friday Tony Abbott and the opposition saying this would be a referendum on the federal government, and they're backing away a million miles an hour, because you've got to recognise people make these decisions. They distinguish clearly. They're smart to distinguish state, federal.
Though, as you know, if that is a referendum federally, then you're out.
Oh, look, no one doubts government in this day and age is hard, and it is. So we've just got to basically perform. But at
Josh,
the same time, too, can I just make a very quick point? When you do get in government, you've got to make it work. You can't sleepwalk as they're doing in Victoria. You can't sleepwalk as they're complaining about here in New South Wales. Campbell will probably sleep jog, but, the thing is, when you get in government, you've got to do things.
All right, Josh, are you planning which ministerial portfolio you want and imagining, like last night when you were dreaming, were you thinking of riding in a ministerial limousine?
Absolutely not. Look, I think that we've still got quite a way to run before the next federal election, and Tony Abbott is keeping really good discipline on our side and keeping us focused on our agenda. Have you talked
to Tony since the result?
I talked to him by text yesterday, and he's on the poly pedal, and I'll be joining him for that later tonight.
I'd be worried about you, Josh.
Beg to differ. SMS is the way they talk these days.
Yeah, I suppose.
But look, I think Tony was out there campaigning with Campbell Newman. We really didn't see Julia Gillard up that much.
That was a good move from her point of view. She doesn't want to be within an arm's breadth of this kind of disaster.
I think it's the other way around, Paul. I don't think Anna Bligh wanted Julia Gillard there, because she may have even lost a few more seats.
Hard to imagine. Julia Gillard, was that a wise choice that she hasn't been tainted with this?
No, but I think a lot of other ministers have been up there out and about, working. And you do, especially if you're a Queensland minister. I know Wayne Swan was there helping out. A lot of other Queensland people have been out helping their colleagues, because they're in the same state.
You weren't there, were you?
No.
Good old you, eh? Lucky old you. Let's talk about a couple of different things with you. First of all, Ed, you are querying Apple. Why are Apple products so much more expensive in Australia than they are in other parts of the world?
And I've been asking this for about 12 months, Paul. Basically, a lot of people, when they go online, can see the savings straight away. They look at what they want to buy in terms of software and hardware, and they see massive differences. And what I've been calling on for the last 12 months is to say, look, just explain why the differences exist. And I've been concerned particularly for two groups. Small business that have to renew their software licences, paying up to $12,000 more, and also young people who don't have the income.
Have you had any answers yet?
No. There have been no attempts by the major suppliers, and I include Adobe, Apple, Lenovo, Microsoft. So what I'm saying is, well, let's open this up, get comment from them and the public to get answers on why products cost so much.
It is the most arrogant fruit in the world, Apple. You realise that?
That's what I'm hearing.
All right, Josh, finally to you. You spent 18 hours walking on the weekend.
And a couple of hours in the sleeping bag on the Oval. But it was all for a very good cause. It's called Relay for Life. It's a charity for the Cancer Council, and cancer will affect 1 in 2 Australians by the time they're 85. So our team, the Kooyong Colts, raised over $10,000, and in Hawthorn, in the electorate, teams raised over $150,000. So
can you even walk now?
I'm limping. I'm limping.
Okay, let me just see you stand. Can you stand without do you have to cripple yourself? Yeah, let's just see if you can stand. Let's watch.
Smiling but limping.
Try now. Try now.
You got to
try and see if you can stand.
Ready?
Go on. Go. He can't move. He can't move. Oh, he is standing, maybe. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Josh Frydenberg and Ed Husic. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Josh. Good on you.
Now, today we are